Welcome back. We're going to be going over how to calculate TKMs. In the first video, we went over how to group items, how to group your tasks into certain groups. The second video, we went over measuring distances. And this third video, we're going to be taking the distances and calculating the TKMs in the Deswick scheduler. Now, a brief overview. I'm going to have three different TKMs here. I've got the waste. We went over these distances last time. And then I have the ore. And then I also have backfill. So to explain how this works, every mine is going to be different. So you're going to have to come up with your own system. But I'm going to show you how to do this. I want to explain how this works. When this is a cut and fill mine, they're going to take out one of these drifts here. It has gold in it. When they're done mining this, they're going to come in and backfill it. And we already measured the distance to get all the way out and to the portal. And then I measured, there's a slight difference between the ore stockpile and the waste stockpile, depending on where they're at on surface. And so if it's waste, it's going to be dumped in the waste stockpile. If it's ore, it's going to be dumped in the ore. And then backfill, there's a backfill plant right next to the portal. And so the truck will be loaded with backfill, and he'll drive down and place it right here. Okay, so it's not round trip, it's one way. And so, like, say he takes out the ore, this is the distance that's going to be applied, and then he puts in the backfill, this is the distance that's going to be applied. So it is round trip with both of these together, but yeah, that's how it's going to work. So what we need to do is apply one of these distances to every single task. Okay? That's what we're going to be talking about. I've a couple of things here. We have a task column right here. That's these right up here. So we're going to be adding to this one. You're going to want to make a special one for TKMs. And then we're going to also be making a report down here. And the third one is this group, these groupings up here. So I already made one of these. This is piece of cake stuff. Just come in here. I wanted it by act type and TKM groups. So I have the same group numbers right here. Just so I could make sure that the CRF, that's the backfill, they all have the TKMs applied. You can see they're right here. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to come into setup, and we're going to do lookup tables. Okay? And we're going to make a new one, and it's going to be called TKM TKM waste. Come in here, delete all these. Okay, we want it blank. Data type numeric or text. Yeah, we're doing numeric. And we want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then the values here are going to be right here. Okay. Bingo. Easy enough. Okay. Now the next one, TKM ore. Okay. And this was giving me problems last time I did this, so we're going to try it out. Oh, did it work? I think it worked. 1903280243. Yep. 5, 6. Okay. So it worked. And then we got one more. TKM backfill. Okay. This error comes up. To proceed with the action and show all further errors, click yes. To proceed with the action and hide all further errors, click no. To remove the changes, click cancel. Yeah, let's do yes. Make sure, just do a quick visual. I'm just making sure that this number is the same as that number. That number is the same as that number. Okay, looks good. So we got OR, we got waste, we got backfill, we got our lookup table. Step 1, check. Okay. Now, step 2. We come into production fields right here. Okay. Fire that up. And, well, first, I want to get rid of this. We don't need this anymore. I'm just going to make this really big. Okay. Come into production fields. We're going to want to make a new group here called TKMs, and we're going to put all the information in there. Okay. So yeah, let's just start with this one. You hit make a new one, and we're going to call this distance feet. That's what we've been doing all these measurements in. It's in feet. I'll change it to miles here in a minute. You may have to do meters versus kilometers. You get the idea. This abbreviation, it's important, but we're not going to use it too much here. I'm just going to go D for distance and then FT for feet. Units, don't need to worry about that. Weighting, none. Format. We don't. It will keep the decimal places, but it's just how does it display it. Description, distance for ton miles in feet. Always put a description. Now the group, if you've never done this before, I like to put in a number. You don't have to name it whatever you want, but it only shows up the ones that you've made. See that? You can just click on that box and put in a new one. I'm going to call it 10 mile. You can call it TKM. TKM might be more appropriate. Yeah, let's call it TKM. I like TKM because everybody knows what that is. You hit enter, but nothing happens. Okay? You have to hit this refresh groups. Now you see how it made a new one? There it is. And in the drop down, it'll say it right there, and you can just pick it. So we have distance. That's in there. Now we're going to want 4 of these. Why 4? We only had 3, backfill or waste. Well, I like to make sure that schedule factor equals 0 is 0. Okay? So that way if I turn my schedule factor is an on-off switch, and if I turn it off, then I want it to be 0. And the order in which these appear is really important. It's going to do this one first. So all the zeros, it's going to apply a 0. Okay? Now, the next one is ore and waste. So I have another attribute called rock type. See that? I got rock type waste. Sure, let's do that one next. Click on here. Now, the filter. If it equals waste, we want to do this. Come into lookup tables. It should show up right here. And we have TKM waste. Now, curved lookup, normal lookup, range lookup. I've never done the curved lookup and range lookup. I'm not sure what those are. We might be able to investigate a little bit, but I just do a normal lookup. You double click that. Maybe in another video, I'll dive into the curve and the range. But the range sounds like, hey, if it's between these values, then put in this value, but we're just doing normal lookup. That's what we're doing. That's easy. So VLOOKUP, TKM waste. That's the table that we're in. TKM waste. Lookup, field lookup. All you got to do is come in here to our TKMs, and you can come through here and look at this and find it right there, or you can just type it in right here, TKM, and it filters. So I've already clicked that, and then when you double click this, it just dumps it in there. That's it. Hit OK. Now we want rock type. Sure. The CRF means cemented rock fill, which is backfill. We're going to do the same thing, but with the backfill one. Normal lookup. Dump this in right here. So it's going to look up that. Bingo. And then rock type, high grade and low grade. That's what we want. And we're going to do the same thing. Or normal. TKM. Click on that. Boom. See that? Waste, CRF, backfill, high grade, low grade, or. That'll apply our distance. Now we want to check it too. So distance feet. Come in here, hit OK. So now we come into task columns. Hit that button. And we're going to want to add in our distance feet. And yep, looks good. So the access is, we need to do that. Configure column. We need to add in one more thing in here. Okay, right above this. That's rock type, because that's what we filtered on. So if it's waste and it's in group 3, pull up our thing over here. It's in group 3, it's waste. It should get this 5183. See that? Waste, group 3, 5183. 5183 right here. You see that? Now if it's low grade, that means it's or. The truck's going to be going to a different location. It needs to be 4397. So we're in group 3, right here, group 3. We're in or, so it needs to be 4397. See how that worked? Yeah, it's working. Now let's look at the backfill. CRF right here, group 3, 3851. That looks right. Let's just make sure. 3851. 3851. Yeah, see? So we have successfully applied a distance. Okay. Now, the next thing we need to turn this into miles. Miles to feet. I'm just looking up. There's 5,280 feet in 1 mile. So we need to change this distance feet into distance miles. I'm going to come over here to global constants. This is a perfect opportunity for a global constant, okay? And see how I have these groups here? Same thing. We need to make a new one. I'm going to call, feet to miles. No. We want to call this miles to feet. Miles to feet. And I'm going to put it in this one right here, convert. And it's 5280. There's 5,280 feet in 1 mile. Convert feet to miles. Refresh it. It's going to pop it up into here. See, I already have one right here. Convert feet to inches. Convert miles to feet. See? Right there. So if I multiply something by this, it'll give me feet. If I multiply miles, so I'm going to want to divide. Okay. Hit OK. There's one thing that we did not check, and that is the schedule factor equals 0. I want to check that really quick, and I have them filtered out right now. So I'm just going to turn off that filter. Yes, it works. You see that? This is schedule factor 0, and our distance is 0. So we're good to go. Let's keep rocking. Turn that schedule factor back on. Okay, so we have distance feet. Next is going to be distance miles. So come back into setup. Come back into production fields. And we're just going to copy it. Nah, let's make a new one. And this is going to be called distance miles. And then DMI. Sure. And do we want a decimal? Sure, we want a decimal. Distance for ton miles in miles. Okay, so what you do here is sure, let's do that. Schedule factor equals 0, and we're gonna do a schedule factor equals 1. So if it's schedule factor 0, we put in a 0. If it's schedule factor 1, we are gonna take distance feet now let's talk about this a little bit. We have distance feet, and we have remaining feet. I like to use remaining most of the time if it's a operating mine, because if you put something to 100% complete or 50% complete, it's just going to take what's remaining. But this mine is not an operating mine, so I'm just going to stick with distance feet. They're all three will be the same value right now, but it depends if you're using that 100% complete or not. Actual, I'm not too sure what that is actually. The remaining, I'm pretty sure, is like if you put in like 50% complete, so it's just going to take the last 50%. But for my case, I don't need to worry about it, so I'm just going to do distance feet divided by, come over here to global constants, convert miles to feet. That will divide it by 5,280, and it will get us our number. So schedule factor 0, 0, schedule factor 1, distance feet, which is right here, divided by feet miles. Hit OK. Now, you always want to check these. So we'll come back into TKM, the task columns. We're going to add another one. Distance miles. Okay. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Awesome. I have a feeling that we need more decimal places in both of these numbers. Let's add in 1 decimal place there, 2 decimal places there. Okay, that looks a little better. Bring up our handy dandy calculator. I'm going to punch in that number, 5913.5 divided by 5280. We get 1.12. Yep. So we're good to go. We've got our distance in miles. We need tons next. So come back here. Tons scheduled. We also want the backfill. Tons backfill scheduled. Because if it's backfill, we're going to use the backfill tons. If it's not backfill, we're going to use tons scheduled. Okay. So the equation, what just happened? What just happened? TKMs, okay, thank you. It's there. It's not showing up. Let's save it. I don't know what's going on. I hit. Okay, let's switch that off. Ah, there we go. Now it's showing up. I just had to do a little refresh there. So, the equation. We need to take our tons, multiply by our distance to get ton miles. If you're operating in the rest of the world, you would take your tons times by kilometers and get ton kilometers, TKMs. But this is America, so we're doing ton miles. And if it's backfill, we want to take the backfill tons and times it by that. So let's look at a backfill one. See how we have backfill here, and we want to multiply by this one and put it in here. Or we want to make a new column, and we're gonna do it. Okay. Back into production fields. We're gonna make another one. It's gonna be called ton miles. TM. No, we don't want that. We're gonna keep that off. Ton miles. Okay. Again, we want 4 of these. The first one's gonna be schedule factor equals 0. And then we're gonna do rock type equals waste. Rock type equals CRF. Rock type equals high grade, low grade. Okay. So this one is simple. It's going to be a 0. Waste. That one's simple. It's going to be tons scheduled. I saw it. Tons scheduled times by distance miles. Good. And then I'm just going to control C, copy, control paste in there, because that's exactly the same. This one's going to be a little different. This one's going to be tons backfilled scheduled times by distance miles. There you go. Just like that. Waste tons scheduled times by distance miles. CRF tons backfilled times by distance miles. High grade, low grade. Looks pretty good to me. Let's hit OK. We're gonna come back into here. Add in one more. Call it ton miles. Hit OK. Now it's showing up. Now let's add a few more decimal places so we can double check our work. Let's just do it with all of these. Okay. And let's check the CRF first. Pull up the calculator. So it should be taking our distance, this one, and multiplying it by our backfill to get this number. 0.73 right there. Multiply it by backfill tons. 115.95. 84.56. Whoa. I think I'm gonna need some more decimal places. It's close, but let's do this again. We'll come over here. We're gonna add in 2 more zeros. Hit OK. Okay, now let's do it. So I'm taking this number, 0.7293, multiply it by backfill, which is 115.9495 equals 8456. Oh yeah. It probably takes it out to like 9 decimal places, but we're close enough. Let's check another one. We want to check. Let's just come down here to this group 6. Sure. We want our distance. I'm taking this one. 1.4664 times it by this one. 714.2288. 1047.3. Oh, it's close. Did I type it in wrong? I'm okay with it. It's close enough. Let's try another one. Let's try this one. Sure. Let's try this one. Which one did I say? Yeah, this one. 1.4664 times by 709.3144. 1040.12. So yeah, it's probably just a rounding error with the decimal places because I'm only looking at 4. But it's you know, we're 1 decimal place out. That's good. So it's working right. There's just some rounding. There's one more thing I want to check, and that's schedule factor equals 0. We did. Oh, we want to do an OR one too. Let's do an OR one to make sure. This one's OR, high grade. We got this distance right here, 1.1487 multiplied by this number, 173.1288, 198.87. Okay, yeah, we're good. That's just a rounding. And then schedule factor equals 0. Schedule factor equals 0, and they're all zeros. Perfect. Schedule factor equals 1. We're good to go. That's how you do it. Now we've got ton miles. We're done. We can put in a group down here. Or we talked about putting in a report. Sure, let's do it. So this can go to our cost model, and we can print out ton miles. So 13 TKMs and we want ton miles. Just do distance miles. We can get distance in miles, TKM, blank row. I think that's good. Yep, see, they're all coming through. We got our ton miles right here. And those are our distances. This looks great. So, that's how you get TKMs. It wasn't too hard. If you have any questions, let me know. But that's how you do TKMs. Thanks for watching.